Hello everyone, welcome to the Undercut and welcome to the pre-race podcast for the Japanese Grand Prix weekend. We're back, baby! It's race week. We had 2 races in a row and then we had a week off and I didn't know what to do with myself or my life. Just kind of existed.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite strange. I mean, we went through all that time with no Formula One, then 2 weeks on the bounce. Now we're at Japan. We've got, is it Bahrain next weekend?
Yep.
So, F1's in full flow now.
It is, but a few things have happened, let's just say that, in the week that we've had off. Of course, the big one, Yuki Tsunoda goes to Red Bull. I mean, you had this on your bingo cards in our season predictions, so you were spot on. But did you ever anticipate it'd be this early?
No.
It's a bit mad, isn't it?
I didn't think it'd be this early. I thought it would be potentially first half of the season, come Britain sort of time.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to be 2 races in.
No, it's a bit harsh on Liam Lawson, but as we'll come into our predictions, I've got a little bit of a prediction about Lawson.
You say it's harsh. However, in Formula One history, only Mazepin has a worse average qualifying position.
That's kind of ass for Lawson, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I think Lawson's average qualifying position this year is 19.3.
That's crazy.
Yes.
He was only given 2 races, though, to be fair.
Yes, but he's in a Red Bull. Mazepin was in a Haas, which could arguably go down as one of the worst F1 cars that was built.
Your Alkali Haas. Yeah, that Haas was ass. But yeah, so Lawson's not in the Red Bull anymore, which, you know, yeah, I get it. But I was saying this a few podcasts ago that if Yuki was to go in that Red Bull, I just don't want it to happen.
Well, let's see what he does.
No, because it could. You know how badly Red Bull have treated Yuki Tsunoda over the last few years.
Yeah.
This could genuinely end Yuki's career, because I think if he does poor,
what
are Red Bull gonna do? He doesn't go back to the RB, and they probably just bring in an experienced driver alongside Max.
Well,
to try and
he could go back to the RB, and we could be talking come Miami about a Hadjar.
Oh, they surely wouldn't, would they? Surely not. Imagine
Hadjar debut at Red Bull.
I don't know. They're in between a rock and a hard place, though, aren't they? Because on one hand, they kind of do just have to stick it out no matter how bad Yuki gets, if he is bad.
At what point do we start discussing about them swapping him back?
Exactly. Like, you can't just swap them back, can you?
Well,
but that's the thing. Like, surely you can't swap them back, and also surely you can't swap Yuki out for someone else, because who else is there?
Hadjar.
Yeah, but no, you're not gonna do that, are you? I mean, Arvid Limbad. Are we gonna do that? Daniel Ricciardo. Helmut Marko actually already spoke about Daniel Ricciardo. He said that he's had too much time away from the sport now. He would not consider Daniel for that Red Bull seat. Awasa? No, you're not going to do that, are you? I mean, at what point do we get to the point where we are bringing drivers out of retirement to fill that? Exactly. Are we going to go to Seb Vettel? Are we going to bring back Checo for half a season? Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Is that a possibility?
No.
Like, after what Lawson's done in that Red Bull, what Checo was doing seems like godsend.
Look, we need to see what Yuki's going to do.
We do, yeah. We're obviously jumping the gun.
I mean, this is just from simulator runs, but he says he's not mad at how the car handles from the simulator. Obviously, he's going to go to free practice. He's going to take it from there and hopefully gradually get quicker every session. So I wouldn't expect anything amazing from Yuki in FP1, FP2, or FP3.
Yeah.
But if he makes it out of Q1, it's infinitely better than Lawson already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, let's get into our predictions then, shall we?
Yeah.
So who have you got on pole position for the Japanese Grand Prix?
On pole position, I've got you. No, I'm joking.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
No, good. Yeah. No, I
No, it's
haven't.
Liam Lawson.
Lando Norris.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there's been a lot of chatter that Oscar Piastri is the more ready. He's the faster driver so far this season. I don't quite think that's the full case. I think Oscar had a very good weekend in China. There's a recency bias there. I think Lando Norris had the better weekend and the more consistent weekend in Australia. So they're 1-for-1. And if I go off last year, I think Lando looked relatively quick in that McLaren, and Oscar appeared to be struggling around Japan more than Lando. If I remember, he got caught with Fernando Alonso around Japan, Oscar did. And Lando was chasing down the Red Bulls, the Ferraris. So I think this track will come to Lando a bit easier than it does Oscar, and I think Lando will get it going.
I agree. I've gone for Lando Norris in pole position. On the thing that you said about Lando and Oscar being 1-for-1 so far this season, I agree, but also not at the same time. I don't really like how people say, well, Oscar's the better out of the two of them just because of what happened in China. If we look at when Oscar has a better weekend, where's Lando finishing?
Second.
When Lando's having the better weekend, what did Oscar do in Australia? I know it's tricky conditions. He made a mistake. Where Lando did and recovered it, Oscar couldn't. And I think that's the very slight difference between the two. Not taking anything away from Oscar, but when Oscar is, when Oscar does have the upper hand, and because they are so close, he will do for, at least maybe, half the races this season. Lando is going to be second.
Wow. Other than the sprint.
Other than the sprint, obviously. Yeah, but Oscar didn't win the sprint anyway. That was Hamilton. So, I mean,
Oscar came second, though.
So Lando is there. He's second. But when Lando won, Oscar made a mistake, and Oscar should be finishing second. So, obviously very early on in the season, but just based off those two races, I don't think they're 1-for-1. I'd say, I think Lando deservedly is ahead, and the favourite. So that's why I'm going for Lando anyway. Yeah. But, Oscar could prove me wrong, so we'll see. So let's move on to our top three then. Who have you got in third for the Japanese Grand Prix?
In third place, I've got Max Verstappen.
Wow, okay. Why have you got Max Verstappen?
Well, long story short, have you seen him the past few years around Japan?
That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Like, we talk about Max Verstappen at Belgium. Like, he's God.
Yep.
It's the same for Japan.
Yep.
He's ridiculous around Japan. He's got a pace that's relatively unmatched around Japan. I think the only thing that it will be holding him back is that Red Bull. I don't fully fancy that Red Bull through the first sector. It could be on a knife edge. If you hook it up, it could be quick, but it's going to be really hard to hook up.
Yeah.
I think Max will get it through, get it in third, find the pace that he needs for a podium. But I don't think he'll be challenging for the win.
That's fair. In third place, I've gone with Oscar Piastri. Good weekend, solid podium. I think the McLaren will be absolutely dominant. But have you seen the weather forecast for this weekend?
No.
There is a strong chance for a light drizzle on Sunday during the race.
Oh.
And if that occurs, then I'm sorry, there's one man who will capitalise. And I think we know who that is. It's Oscar's third.
Okay.
Yep. So, okay, who have you got in second place?
I've got Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton. You've got
Yes,
Lewis Hamilton. Wait, so this means one thing. You've not got both the McLarens on the podium.
No.
Right. Okay. The delusion is real.
No, it's not. What you said the delusion was real. He went and won the sprint race in China.
Yeah, he did. To be fair, yeah, okay.
Ferrari fucked both of their cars up for the race, apparently, both being disqualified.
And also,
Why
Charles
did
was
they
quicker without an end plate.
that they had for the sprint? Who the fuck knows? It's Ferrari things. Ferrari were there. They were on pace. They were the fastest during the sprint, arguably. So there's no reason to say that Ferrari won't be there, won't be fighting at the top this weekend. And Lewis Hamilton in Japan, they do get on well. And I think he might just give us a little bit of Lewis Hamilton magic.
We've been saying this for 3 weekends now. At what point? Okay, right. To be fair, last weekend he did give us some Lewis Hamilton magic. That sprint win was Hamilton back to his best, from what we remember.
We got a pole and a win.
But the thing is, I'm in between a rock and a hard place with Lewis Hamilton, because yes, give him the machinery, he will win, and there's no doubt about that. But the more time goes on, the more the dream becomes less and less for me about Hamilton getting back to winning ways. I just don't think he's fully at his best anymore. And it pains me to say it, because I've got this gut feeling inside me every time I watch him race. There's not that edge to his game anymore, to what I see. And we get glimmers of it. We get Silverstone last year, Belgium last year, Vegas last year, Abu Dhabi last year, and then there was probably more occasions the year before. This year we've got China. But it's not every race I'm going, yeah, you can't stop Hamilton from getting a podium. You can't stop Hamilton from winning this race. Hamilton's a threat even though he hasn't got the fastest car. You know, that's something we hold Max Verstappen to nowadays. So I don't want to put expectations on Hamilton to win, because I just don't want to be disappointed, because I just don't think he's at that level anymore.
No, I refuse to not believe that, any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still going Hamilton second. I think he's still got the magic.
Okay. I still think he's got the magic. I'm trying not to disappoint myself.
No, I believe.
Okay. You believe. You believe all you need to believe.
I will.
Okay, right. In second place, I've got Max Verstappen. I think it's fairly obvious from my third place who I was going second. If it rains, I think we've got a bit of Max Verstappen magic on our hands. I think the McLaren's going to be that dominant that in qualifying, I reckon they're going to be sort of in a league above, because of how we saw in testing, the steering angles and stuff. Japan's a very downforce dependent circuit. I think it just suits the McLaren to a T. And, you've got two very competent drivers, except if there's rain, there's one man who can do something that no one else can right now, and that's Max Verstappen. And he can pull something out the bag, even in a car that's fourth quickest. So, yeah, I think Max second if it rains. If it doesn't, then Max isn't even on the podium for me. He's probably 6th, 7th, if I'm going to be honest. That's how much of a difference I think he makes in the wet. But if it rains, he's second. If he doesn't, then it's 1-2 for McLaren. So that's... And probably George Russell third. I don't know.
Well, it's not 1-2 for McLaren.
It's not. If it rains. And I'm predicting it's going to rain. Please. Give us an interesting race.
Well, I think my predictions lead to an interesting race.
Oh, shit. There's going to be no McLarens on the podium for you. Unless it's Oscar in first. Right, go on. Who have you got in first?
In first place.
Yuki. Could you imagine? Could you?
No, in first place.
Yep.
I've gone with Charles Leclerc.
Oh, what? Bro, get off Ferrari's dick, man.
No.
Get off Fred's dick. Get off it.
No.
Hop off it right now. Bro, what? What do you mean? Charles... Bro, where's the McLarens? Man's gone Max, Lewis,
the
Charles.
McLarens? dangling from a digger.
What do you mean? What, you think they take each other out?
I want a separate prediction, a bonus point. McLaren.
Okay, we'll get to that. Okay, you can do like a bonus prediction, right? When we get to the flop and the star, I'll give you a bonus prediction. Okay. I'll give you a bonus prediction. So you think they're gonna take each other out? Okay, right. Okay, whatever. So you've gone Charles for the win. Okay, that's fair. So they're gonna do a turn one Senna Prost style, last chicane Senna Prost style.
I'm not predicting the corner.
Okay. Yeah, so in first place I've gone Lando Norris. It's no surprise. I predicted him to win 3 times in a row, and 1 out of the 2 times has come right. So let's see if I can get 2 for 3.
50% success rate.
Yeah, 50% success rate. So I'm
1 in 3.
What?
You predicted him to win the sprint as well.
Did I?
Yes.
I can actually check. I've got it right here. Let's have a look. Did I predict him to win the sprint?
You didn't predict sprint pole, but you predicted him sprint win.
I predicted Max on sprint pole.
Yeah. So 33%.
33% success rate. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Thanks.
And what?
Yeah, I don't even know what your success rate is. What is your success rate?
High.
It's not. It's definitely not, because you predicted Charles Leclerc on pole and to win pretty much every race.
It's coming through in Japan. I'm telling you.
Right. Okay. Right. We'll see. Let's move on to our flop and star of the weekend. So,
oh, your mic's gone.
bro, this shit is mad, you know. Okay, let's move on to flop and star of the weekend. So, Jack, who is your flop of the weekend?
My flop is McLaren.
Well, who could have predicted that? And while we're at it, what is your bonus prediction?
They crash.
Okay.
They crash together.
I'll give you 5 extra points if you can predict where they crash.
Where?
Yeah. Don't say 130R, because that's mad. Because that would be horrific if they did. I mean, it's horrific if they crashed anywhere, but 130R would be a bit crazy. Very high speed.
Where will they crash? I think they crash. I'm going to go for top of the S's.
Oh, so that hill that you come, the left-hander.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Right. Fair enough. My flop of the weekend. My flop of the weekend is actually Fernando Alonso.
I mean, he's been a flop for 2 weekends, really.
He has, but I think everyone sort of expects him to come back. I think he's going to have another poor weekend. And I think he's going to be out-qualified and out-raced by Lance Stroll. There you go. That's my flop of the weekend. I've gone Fernando Alonso. I'm backing Lance.
You're backing Lance. Okay.
I'm backing Lance. I'm backing him.
Is that your star of the weekend then as well?
No, he's not my star. No,
Right.
Lance has got it on lockdown now.
Okay.
Who is your star of the weekend?
Ferrari.
Get off that dick, man.
No, they're picking up 1-2. They're coming back from a disaster class in Australia, a double disqualification in China, and they're getting a 1-2 in Japan.
If they get a 1-2 in Japan, I will personally buy a Ferrari t-shirt and I don't know.
You have to wear it all year.
In every podcast.
every single live,
Every single live, I will wear the Ferrari t-shirt.
you have to wear the Ferrari t-shirt, and when it comes to Monza, you have to stand up and sing the Italian national anthem.
Deal. I'll do it every day.
Hand on heart.
Hand on heart, I'll do it. Yes.
I want your Ferrari top, Ferrari hat.
Yep. So I've got to learn the Italian national anthem if they get one in Japan. Right, okay. Fair, yeah, I'll do it. My star of the weekend is Liam Lawson. Yeah, I mean, it's even, is this even a cop-out? Some people say it's a cop-out. It can't be, surely. Not after the 2 weekends he's just had. But I'm going to say Liam Lawson because I back this guy to do well in the RB. And personally, I do think he will beat Yuki Tsunoda. I think he will. I think he will beat...
The RB could be better than the Red Bull.
Yeah. I think the RB could genuinely be better than the Red Bull, and I think Liam Lawson will genuinely beat Yuki Tsunoda. I think he'll out-qualify him, and I think Liam Lawson will score points. There we go.
I think Yuki's going to score points.
No, he's not. And I feel bad saying that because I love Yuki. He's great. One of my favourite drivers on the grid, but I can't see it going well.
I'll tell you what then.
What?
Shall we have a bonus point? A bonus
Oh,
bonus
God.
point?
Bro, so many bonuses. Go on.
If you can predict within
Spilled my coffee.
a position either side,
Yep.
where's Yuki gonna finish? This is his home Grand Prix, remember? You have a position either side, leeway,
And this is for a bonus point.
and this is for a bonus point.
Damn, okay. That's okay. 14th.
So you can finish 15th or 13th.
I think he'll finish 14th. Yeah.
That's better than Lawson.
Yeah, I do think Yuki's experience gives him a little bit more oomph above Lawson in terms of his ability to drive that car, but I still don't think he scores points.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe 14th a little harsh. I'll go 12th. No, I'll go 12th. Yeah, I change it. I go 12th. Yeah, I'll say 12th.
Okay. Well, I'm going off the fact that both McLarens are going out.
Okay.
I'm going to go 6th.
Jesus Christ. You have a lot of faith in this guy.
I do.
Fair enough, but... I guess both McLarens go out for you, but for me, I've got Lando, Oscar, Max, Lewis, Charles, George, Kimi, and then there's 3 spots left. You know, like you're looking at Gasly, you're looking at Albon and Sainz as well, and the Williams.
Yuki Tsunoda.
You're looking at Lawson, who I think will score points. Isaac Hadjar. Yeah, I just can't see him scoring points. I just can't.
Not
Sorry,
only
Yuki.
points, he's going to get 8 of them.
Okay, right. 8 whole points. Okay, cool. Anyway, that's it for the podcast. Hopefully we see you for the live, and bloody hell. I hope you're right. I hope he scores points, but just I don't think